What it do, YouTube, man? It is your boy Solid back with another Solid reaction. And today, why do the new school players hate old school players? I'll make it very simple for you, baby. It's the fact that we think they soft. Now, they may actually feel like they not soft, but you can tell the difference between the game. See, back in the day, when you got hit, it was brush it off, put a little dirt on it, and go about your day. In today's league, man, if I twist my ankle, man, I'm going to sit down for 16 weeks. Anthony Davis done been sitting down for 16 weeks. That's how it's coming. But, man, we're going to go ahead and check this one out, man. If this is your first time seeing your boy Solid on your screen, man, or you just enjoy basketball content in general, man, do me a favor, man. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn your notifications on so you never miss another Solid upload, baby. But let's go ahead and get into this one and see what they got to say.
We can say your generation was soft, too, compared to the generation before them, the generation before them.
He big, man. He hot.
Hey guys, this is Dominique Wilkins.
Hey, this is Sean Kemp.
This is Gary Payton.
Hey, this is Pau Gasol.
NBA fans, what's up? This is Vince Carter here.
Hey, what's up? This is Matt Barnes. If you're an old school NBA fan like I am, make sure you check out the Basketball Time Machine with my man Sean David.
Yes, sir.
Hello and good day, everyone. Welcome back to the Basketball Time Machine. My name, of course, is Sean David, and I welcome you to your weekly
Bro, I
dose
love
of
these
old
videos,
school
bro. They one of the
NBA
greatest
basketball.
videos. I be love watching this
Now,
stuff.
today's episode, I want to take a look at, something that has happened recently and basically for the past couple of months, even years. New school players hating on old school players. So we're going to take a look at some of those clips and old school players replying and responding to that. But before we get into that, let me ask you guys for a small favor. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe to the channel.
Already
and like
done,
the video
brother.
if you enjoy the content. All right, enough said. Let's get right down.
Let's get into it. All right. I always feed back.
So the first three clips, or the first three players that I want to take a look at, are new school players. It is going to be Ja Morant, JJ Redick, and Gilbert Arenas, who are considered, he's more new school than old school. And let's hear what they have to say about old school players.
All right.
Oh, no, he's not. Greatest point guard. He's not Bob Cousy. He's not Bob Cousy.
Bob Cousy couldn't dribble with his left hand.
Bob Cousy changed the game. Chris Paul didn't change the game.
Bob Cousy
changed
won
the game.
championships when there were 8 teams in the NBA.
All right. I'm not gonna lie. I think Bob Cousy is great. Well, God, Chris Paul. We talking about? I don't know, man. I mean, if we thinking about all around play, I'm saying Chris Paul's better. That's just my opinion. If you got anything else to say it in the comments. You know, I like to talk. I love to talk. That's the point.
You had to win 2 playoff series. Did Bob Cousy ever shoot over 40% from the field in his
we
career?
understand that.
Did
You're
he
right.
Did he ever shoot
probably
over
not.
40%?
He also had 29 assists in an NBA game.
Oh, well, you know, he was being guarded by plumbers and firemen.
You know, when people talk about, who was better, the 92 team or the this and this team, and then you always say, what rules? what rules? What rules are we playing under?
And that's a big thing. I can understand that.
Robot style rules, and you know what I mean. And if so, you're gonna have to really let this group adjust to prison basketball. If you're trying to play this style, then this new style, then these 92 guys, they can't keep up because they don't have the equipment, they don't have the tools, they don't have the skill set.
All right, so that's not too bad. I guess I get what he's saying. He's saying, look, it's hard to compare who can play in what era or do certain things in what era, because the simple fact is, if you put the old guys in today's era, they don't have the equipment. They ain't never had to, learn to use these type of equipment that we use now. They didn't have the full-time trainers everybody got now, the medicine, the learning. You get what I'm saying? Like, I get what he say. If you put those those new guys back there, they got to adjust to playing that way, to that prison ball. Like, and that's hard. That's hard for your body to either go one or which way, because you don't know how your body will react to those certain things. So I guess I can understand where he coming from. Gilbert Arenas is making points there.
These crossovers and step backs, and they don't have, so it's really a pointless argument.
It ain't.
And that's why
the only reason why I don't think it's a pointless argument, because there are some players who can play both ways. Yeah, we can very much say LeBron James is probably going to play both ways. Now, is he going to be as great as he is now playing both ways? No, he won't. We can say Mike could play both ways because we've seen it. Mike is living proof that you can play both ways. Kobe is just Mike in this era. So therefore, we've seen that he can play in both eras. another player who can transcend and change the game, Charles Barkley, because we see it now with Zion Williamson. Zion can play very well. He's just Charles Barkley. You know, that's exactly what we're looking at. Let me see. Kevin Durant, Kareem. Kareem can play. Hakeem, you know, there's some players that can play both ways. I'm not saying the league is just going to be, you know, not impacted. Like, yeah. Players that are great that I don't think could be transferable between two would be Stephen Curry. I don't think he could play both sides. I think he thrives in today's game because the ball movement is so open. Like, it's so much space for them to use. I think Kyrie would be okay. I think Kyrie could play both ways. I think he'd get banged up and bruised, but I think he could play both ways and actually still be good. Let me think of another player who I think let's go with some older guys who I don't think could transfer over very well and, you know, dominate still. So a player that I don't think that could transfer over and dominate still, and it's tough to put him up there, but I really don't think he could play in today's game. Isaiah is what we call a certified point guard. He's just a point guard, and it's great. But in today's league, you got to be more than just a point guard, and that's what makes it so hard. I mean, he doesn't have the jumping ability to hang with those guys that are in today's league. He doesn't have the speed to hang with those guys. He doesn't have the endurance. He doesn't have much of those things. So it's stuff you really couldn't deal with. Dennis Rodman is another player that we got to look and say, hey, this guy is very, very good in his era. But if you put him in today's era, he's worse than Draymond Green. We would never, ever really get to see Dennis Rodman play. And that's just a fact of it. But that's just what I'm saying. So I guess I can understand it. But there's an argument that can be
back
had.
In the day when I was like, yo, Dennis Rodman, they would have killed a 6'7", 210-pound guy, wouldn't be stopping LeBron James. Let it go. You wouldn't. You know, he's a point guard. You were great at defending people who's back to the basket. He's going downhill. There's your strength, your brute strength has no bearing on
and that's facts.
Downhill guards.
If you think about Dennis Rodman like that, yeah, that makes sense.
You know, go about the game, you know, just that mindset he had. I would like to, play against him. So.
Yeah. You know, this time you're not saying, I would have cooked
I would have cooked him, too.
You would have cooked Michael Jordan?
Man, nobody got more confidence than 12.
And
James Naismith.
I agree. You got confidence, but you're lying to yourself, son. If you think you're going to walk into a gym and beat Michael Jordan at his prime, like at his pinnacle, I love Ja. Like, low-key, he is one of my favorite players in today's league. Like, the way he plays is amazing. Oh, it's amazing to watch. He's spectacular. But if you think you're going to walk in a building with the GOAT sitting over there and do that, son, hey, it ain't nothing but space and opportunity. And he got your number. You might have 12, but 23 going to send you to hell. That's all I'm going to say about it. That's all we're going to say.
At the end of the game, you were rewarded for putting the ball in the basket. There's plenty of people that have shot more, made more, and guess what? Made more at a higher percentage than Larry Bird from three. I'm not saying Larry Bird is not one of the greatest shooters ever. He's not one of the greatest three-point shooters ever.
Absolutely.
You cannot make that argument.
Yes,
I'm sorry.
Because the 80s is so much different. There's physicality, the way they guarded people. You couldn't.
Can we get
Dougie, I've been trying to make a point.
Seriously,
I've been trying to make a point for you, Dougie.
Come on, man.
I've been trying to make a point. Hold on, guys.
Physicality, Jay. I mean,
Hey,
you don't think that
guys,
counts?
You know what? You and I are going to sit down. You and I are going to sit down. We're going to sit
Y'all
there
need
and
to
we're going to
calm
watch
down.
finals games from the 1980s.
But, Jay, here's the difference.
I'm going to show you
I saw
what
the games,
physical
and I
basketball
was
is
at the games.
versus
You were
physical
not.
fouling.
You're watching them on YouTube. I saw the games. I watched the games at the time. I watched all these games. You didn't watch. You weren't alive in these games.
See, okay, and I feel like sometimes they get the wrong people to make these arguments for them. I would have never picked this dude to pick them, especially with JJ. Okay, now look, why Larry Bird is one of the greatest shooters of all time is because of the few amount of shots he took compared to the amount that people are taking now, and his numbers still hold up. How the hell are you number 7 in all-time three-pointers made? And there's like 70 fucking people in front of you that took more. You get what I'm saying? So how are you? And you took way less than everybody, but you have more made than anybody in a season. Not in a season. I think he has the most made in a. He has the most made in something. I can't even think about it. God, he got something. I can't remember. I think it's like in a series or something. I can't remember right now. But to hold something like that with taking so much fewer shots than everybody takes now is the reason why Larry Bird is considered one of the greatest, if not the greatest shooter of all time. If the rules apply to what he had then to right now, like if Larry Bird came in the game right now, we'd be saying Stephen Curry who? Because the game is different now. Imagine Larry Bird getting all that space and pulling up on him. Imagine it. Like, you get what I'm saying? Larry Bird would have cooked these teams. He would have gave them all day long. That's just what I think. I mean,
being played. Did you see
84,
Bird
right.
play against the Lakers in '84? Did you see Bird against the Rockets in '86?
Yep.
Were you at courtside watching these games? No. You got to watch the games at the time. Watching them on YouTube 40 years later is not the same at the moment.
So
watching a
let me
ball
ask you a
games.
question then. When I watch, let's say Steph Curry, for example.
Right.
When I watch Steph Curry off the ball in a playoff game,
Oh, he's great.
getting
I know that.
grabbed and held by Marcus Smart, they're attached to him at all times.
Right.
Then when I watch Larry Bird come off a pin down and no one's within 5 feet of him and they're shooting the gap.
Like when the 90s talking about, yeah, y'all soft, we would have put y'all on your ass.
Yeah.
You're a little kid. Like we gain weight when we get older. These are 60, 70 years old, 185 pounds still. Like, come on, shut up. You're 185, get the out of here. Like I was afraid of you my rookie year. I don't know why. Like you're little, like John Stockton. You guys are little.
Right.
Like you guys you guys are deep. These are defensive guys. Like it became a joke. Like it's like,
I don't know.
Put the 2 guard on me, man. These point guards are just too little, and that's what people don't understand. Like evolution, these guys are just too little. Like you're not gonna hurt us.
So now that we heard the opinion
I need to understand why he say they too little, because shit, Kareem big. You telling me Shaq? Shaq is old school. I want you telling me you rather play Shaq and then Giannis? That's what you telling me? You a bald face lie. You know you don't want to go one-on-one with Shaq. I don't care if Shaq couldn't make a 3 in his life. If he put your ass back to the basket, you done for. He cooking you. That's a big dude. To say you're little is wild. Michael Jordan might have been 190, 210, lean. But hey, that's a wall you gotta move. Same thing with Scotty. What did he have, like a 6'11" wingspan? Come on, man. Little don't y'all. Some people just don't.
of the
I
new
don't
school
know.
players, let's hear what some of the greatest legends of all time have to say about that. And at the end of the video, I will give you my perspective and my opinion on that. Let's take a look.
Speaking of the physicality, there was a debate on ESPN with a former player in J.J. Redick just recently, and they were debating Bird and Curry. And one of the things they said is that Redick said is that Curry has faced more physicality. We called him out on
Let me say something. First of all, Redick don't know what the hell he's talking about. I'm going to say it, right?
I agree.
He don't know what the hell he's talking about. I'm like, what basketball was you watching? To say something as idiotic as that is ridiculous.
And that's coming from Dominique Wilkins, one of the greatest guards ever. One of the guards who went up against Larry Bird night in, night out and put Larry on some posters, who bullied Larry, who, they got physical. So now he taking it personal. You saying I didn't put him on? You saying I didn't put Larry Bird on that's why Dominique feels some way about it. Because Dominique was doing this to him. Dominique was pushing, grabbing, trying to hold on to Larry Bird. And Larry was still making him. He like, nah, bro. JJ don't know what he's talking about, because I was putting it on him, and this man was still putting it together.
The physicality that was a part of the league. Hey, look, when you can put your hand on a guy's hip and make him go a certain way, if you can put that elbow in his chest to slow him up, which we call slowing a guy up when you coming down the lane, so how many guys can deal with that type of pressure? And for J.J. Redick, who played this game, I'm very disappointed that he has said something so stupid.
J.J. Redick, a current player who just recently retired, said that Bob Cousy played against firemen and plumbers, and Bob came on and wasn't too pleased. And, you played in that era, and those guys set the table for us to be where we are today.
He rubbing that head.
Your thoughts on comments like that about your generation.
Fucking these young kids don't know nothing. That's what it is. They gonna give me. I ain't even. Do they not know I'm the logo? Yeah. I guess. Okay.
The generations that paved the way.
Well, obviously the game is completely different. The athletes are completely different. And I know JJ just a little bit. He's a very smart kid and everything. Look, tell me what his career looked like.
Bro said, what your shit look like, though? Let me see your credentials. He got championships. He got a lot of them, too. Bob over there sitting down looking pretty. Let me see your shit, though. You talking about him. Let me see your paperwork. Let me see your paperwork.
That determined games.
Let's go.
Well, you know what I'm gonna say. This JJ Redick, this kid here, who's a
Boy, they
journeyman,
own
he was a
JJ
poor
Hill.
man, Danny Ainge. In today's NBA, I don't know what game he's looking at. You can't touch the guy. Anytime you touch anybody, a three-point shooter, come close to them when they're landing, it's a foul. I lived that 80s era, and Larry Bird was one of the greatest three-point shooters that's ever played this game.
This is the thing I'm having a problem with. Bird, who's a big guy, who got bumped
Physical.
all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we played around the basket more than guards played around the basket. So I don't understand the logic for him saying that. When clearly those big guys, even to the big guys today, they get touched a little bit more than little guys because they're around the basket. So it just don't make sense when – this is the thing I hate the most. We had our time. It was a great time. It's their time now.
Yes.
But don't crap on us to prove your point
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't make sense and it's not valid.
Yeah.
But the same thing they look at Sam and myself, the old guys hating.
No,
hating on what? I don't hate on these guys.
You're responding right now.
Yeah.
You're not.
I don't hate
attack,
on
you're
these guys. These guys
responding.
great. I just don't like the disrespect.
Yeah.
And to say that about Larry Bird, it was less physical. Is he stupid?
Back MVP.
It's just
For a reason.
Stupid comment to make. I mean, it ain't got nothing to do with Steph Curry or Larry.
Yeah.
It's the content.
Exactly. We just broke down the
Exactly.
end
It
result.
doesn't
of it,
make
not the
sense. And
comparison.
he should know better than that.
Yeah.
He should.
And I don't care what he feel about me. You know, what his response.
And the crazy thing is that I'm thinking about JJ Redick. Didn't they go to school? Didn't he go to school with Rivers? They went to school together, didn't they? And Doc ain't never tell him. Never mind. Doc ain't.
This might be, but when I hear that, and I'm like, you really don't know, do you? It's just stupid.
You know, to me, being an old school fan, but also somebody who watches today's NBA every now and then, it's mind-boggling that these new school players even have the courage to say something like that. To me, there's one major difference when it comes to old school players talking about new school players and vice versa. The old school players basically see today's players, so they can see not only highlights but current games, so they have a better perspective in comparison to the new school players who mostly only go by highlights. And I said it in the video in the past already, to me there's one major reason why I believe that the NBA back in the days was much better than today's NBA. We had transitional players, so players who played in the old school era and the new school era. I'm talking about guys like Tim Duncan, Kobe Bryant, and Dirk Nowitzki.
That's what I was saying. We done seen that it's transferable.
40 years old, who could hardly move, still was able to average like 10 points per game in today's NBA. That just shows me that today's NBA, quality-wise, has to be worse. The NBA from back in the days. It just makes sense. Even Kobe Bryant, who was basically playing on one leg, was still able to put up 60 points in today's NBA. Tim Duncan, who could hardly move anymore, was still averaging double digits. So we had those players. Vince Carter, another example. So we had those players who played in both eras and who still were productive in today's NBA. That to me is just...
That's crazy. That's crazy. But JJ, I do like you as a player, man. I did enjoy you when I was a kid, man. You were a player that I really enjoyed. But shut up. Just shut the hell up. Because you're pissing people off and you making me look bad. I'm out here. I'm trying to make you feel good. Like, man, JJ Redick, you know, he's good people. You know, and you out here. Just shut the hell up. Just do that for me, man. But, man, if y'all guys did enjoy this reaction, man, do me a favor, man. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn your notifications on so you never miss another solid reaction upload, baby. I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace.